This one particular case breaks many stereotypes of criminal empires and their overlords. In one of Uzbekistan's prisons is Gulnara Karimova. She is the eldest daughter of Islam Karimov, one of Uzbekistan's longest-serving former presidents. But more recently, she has been known for running a financial crime syndicate, which still remains under the legal lens, not just in the country, but across the world. This whole operation lasted many years when Gulnara Karimova was basking under the glory of being a head of state's daughter and everything that came with this position: the spotlight, the power, the immunity. Let's start at the very beginning of Karimova's rise and criminal downfall. Islam Karimov became the president of Uzbekistan in the year 1991. Gulnara Karimova was just 19 at the time. In the years that followed, she became active in the music and fashion industry. She launched a fashion line and went on to have jewelry design collaborations with luxury labels. Karimova also headed several organizations in art and fashion. But her involvement was not limited to just being outside the political circle. Eventually, she went on to hold several diplomatic positions as well under her father's presidency. In the year 2008, Karimova was made the permanent UN representative of Uzbekistan in Geneva. 2 years later, while still holding that position, she was appointed as the country's ambassador to Spain in 2010. The role of being an envoy to the country ended in 2012. And the very next year, in 2013, reports started circulating of a relationship falling apart with her father. By 2014, Karimova was placed under house arrest after a massive falling out with the entire family, as allegations of fraud against her became stronger. Karimova was confined to her home, where she was restricted from using the internet while facing mounting allegations of extortion and also of fraud. But she remained the UN Permanent Envoy for Uzbekistan for all those years. However, in the light of the accusations, her diplomatic immunity was ultimately lifted. Then, in the year 2015, the UN released a damning report which said that Karimova was held without warrant, making her detention illegal. That same year, court held her first judicial proceeding in the kitchen of her home, and this went on to become known as the kitchen trial. 2 years later, in 2017, she was sentenced to 10 years in prison on charges of money laundering and fraud. And these were no small claims. Karimova was accused of receiving bribes from telecommunication firms and also causing damages to her country worth over 1.5 billion US dollars. That is not just money. It is reputation ruined at a national and international level. Subsequently, in the year 2018, the sentence was reduced to give years of house arrest, brought down to just 5, which would mean that Karimova was a free woman by 2023. But that did not happen. The house arrest did not last long because court found that Karimova had violated the terms in 2019, so she was then sent back to prison. The following year, in 2020, more bad news came for the ex-president's daughter. Court sentenced her to an additional 13 years in prison for extortion and embezzlement. Many details of her criminal activity poured out in those years. Later, prosecutors all the way in Switzerland went on to charge Gulnara Karimova with running an organized crime group. This network is called The Office, and the jailed Uzbeki ex-president's daughter had been accused of laundering millions of dollars through Swiss banks and shell companies. The probe in all those years also revealed that Karimova built her own global property empire. The total valuation is set to exceed over 200 million US dollars, and the properties that she amassed over the years include luxury real estate in London, Dubai, Switzerland, and Hong Kong. which explains the legal cases outside of Uzbekistan as well. But just 2 days back, Karimova was back in the news. Her trial had begun in Switzerland while she was still serving her prison sentence in Uzbekistan. But Switzerland's Federal Criminal Court dismissed the corruption case within 24 hours. And their account was that of persistent impediment to the trial, which essentially means that proceedings face a logistical hitch of Karimova not being present and a trial that cannot be carried out in absentia of the key accused. The dismissal also hinges on time because in Switzerland, the statute of limitations to proceed in court expires in 2028, which is years before Gulnara Karimova will be out of prison in Uzbekistan. Now in Switzerland, her properties might be confiscated, but it appears that any fresh trial on her years of financial crime are over.